here's the type workflow that I'm talking about, or the type workflows really. Here's a recipe that I like, and I want to use, instead of butter, I want to use coconut oil. And I want to make a note for myself for that, and I want to save it for somebody else. I'm going to go ahead and click print, and I'm going to take off nutritional information and coupon, and even about this recipe. I don't know, maybe I will. I don't need about this recipe. I'll keep the photo though. I could change text size. I could modify it as I want. On this one, they even let you keep private notes. I'm not going to do that because I want to add them elsewhere, and a lot of them don't. So that's fair, and I'm going to go ahead and click to print. Now, this is what I did right here. Click the print button, and then select email with custom name and call it cookies. That's what we'll do. Mail with custom name. This one I've actually already done this with, and it gives a decent name. A lot of them just call it untitled or something. So just to show, I can go ahead and give it a custom name, and it will bring it right into here. And now I can make changes right to it. Right here, I could go into Markup, and when I do that, I could go ahead, it's already selected with its little draw tool. I use, instead of butter, I use coconut oil. So I could draw my arrow right there, and it figures out, oh, okay, that's an arrow. And if I wanted to, I could have that be pulled down here, whatever, just to show that I can modify that. I could go into text and say, I use coconut oil. And then I can go ahead and drag this up here. And then I can say done. And then of course I could address it, put a subject line in, and send it. But before I do that, I would probably want to go ahead and save the attachment, and I could put it to the downloads folder, or I could put it into my recipes folder, and I could go ahead and dig down to it like you would on Linux or on Windows. So that's one workflow, and that works really great and is nice and smooth. And I do have to save once and show that, but only have to go through using the save dialog. I could have also dragged and dropped it to the desktop if I had that available. The other thing I can do though, if I think about saving it first, just depends on what you're thinking about, I could hit print right here and open it in preview. This is to save it for myself. And when I do that, I could use the exact same tools. Go in and make that same line. Here we go. Here's the butter. And draw that. And there we go. Again, modify it. It took it a little extra time because it's saying, you need to go ahead and change this where it is. Take my text, and I use coconut butter. Coconut oil. There we go. And I have it right there. And then I can use File Save to save it. Or if I really wanted to, I could just come right here without even going into the Save dialog, call it cookies, whatever I want to, and drill down to where I want to save it. In this case, I'll just say my desktop, but of course I could dig down to my recipes folder without even going into the save dialog. Once I have that, it is named and it's saved, and then I can just get it, drag it right down to my mail program, and boom, already have it there. Again, I can address it, put the subject line, hit send, and that's this right here. Click the title bar and set the name and location, drag it straight to my email, and go ahead and send it. Again, all that could be done on Linux, all that could be done on Windows, but it would take a few more steps. I have more options here, more streamlined workflow, and that's what I'm saying I appreciate. Does it mean that Linux and Windows are horrible and useless and nasty and never use them and go out and buy a Mac? Of course not. Nobody's saying that. That's just a straw man that's thrown out to me. Is this about converting files on the desktop to be PDFs? No, that's something that was also brought up just sort of out of the blue. Cool feature that Linux has. Great. Not really tied to any of this. Anyway, this is going to get long and rambling. So that is showing those two things. By the way, obviously I've typed these out first before doing this video. I know that these things work. I use them all the time.